Yes.
So there's a question
here. Yes, please go ahead.
So some of our supporters are just seeing the video going about from one Adetoun, and they're asking you to respond to it. I guess they've not been on your page.
So well, yeah. If you haven't been on my page, probably you didn't have seen my response. But I'll explain what it is, address it. So in 2015, I got a message on my Facebook page from someone who said, "Oh, I'm doing a charity work, philanthropy in Lagos, and I'm feeding kids. I'm helping feeding and clothing them. Can you find out? Can I find out if you can help? Is there anything involved in helping with coverage?" Oh, and I said, "No, we don't. Nothing is involved." And she said, "We discovered some kids at the back of a place in Ikeja who are homeless or suffering." So that conversation never included rape. As it was alleged or that they were being raped or they're sex slaves. Never. But regardless, I was interested. So what we do as Sahara reporters is that we don't have reporters, as you call them. We have citizen reporters. So we pass assignments to people who volunteer to report for us. And in this case, an assignment was passed on to one of our reporters, citizen reporters, to talk to her. And they talked to her. I think they went out. They found out that what was told to us, according to them, this is their own judgment, was not. So it was just that they followed this person to a slum, and she gave her food to some people the way the usual. And because our reporters doesn't promote individuals or people who do just anything, they didn't use it. It wasn't even for Sahara reporters. It was supposed to be for Sahara TV if they had used it. But the most important point to make was that there was no tape given to us of kids being raped or being abused, nothing like that. There was no tape passed on to me, nothing like that. But I guess this person decided that this is
it's a non-story, so she's
so
just
she wants to make it look like a big story. And it's political season. I understand that people will react this way, but there's nothing to it, just so that and I'm taking my time to explain, as calmly as I can be, because I don't want to have an aggressive response that will make people feel that they need to go after her. It's not necessary. I have been through worse things in my life. I've always been a target of political operatives. As you guys are aware, for almost a year and a half, Saraki seized all of Sahara Reporters' money in Nigeria.
Yes.
We went to court. We had no money at the time. In fact, our office was shutting down. I never gave up. But what is important to tell you is that we do not kill stories, because another allegation she made was that I collected tapes from her of this kid and I went and sold it to the Lagos state government. So that they would never, there's no such thing, there was no tapes collected. She never passed on any tape. The story has now changed. She has changed the story that the tape she's looking for is a tape from the recording.
The citizen
reporter followed her. That she wants that tape to be given to her, which naturally the tape belongs to Sahara TV, not her. So she has not changed the story. That it's not as if she gave us a tape or she gave me any tapes. I've never met her before. My only conversation with her was on that Facebook page. Or maybe, after she met with the person, she probably sent me a message saying, "Thank you, this was a great occurrence." But the reason I won't say much about their own determination is that first, they're citizen reporters. They decide what is best fit for the platform. And every media company decide what they do. I did not know about this for the last 4 years. I've done more serious reporting before. Children, when the pastor slapped a girl, and nobody would touch the story, I went for it. When some members of OPC sodomized a woman with sticks, we carried the story. And nobody would touch it. And when we carried the story, we were threatened. They said, "You dare not touch the story." So when the Lagos State government went and evaded kids from, it's in Makoko, we carried the story, we followed them, we got on the canoe when they went to Toto Bame. No, I can't tell you enough stories, and I'm not here to tell you, that it is, nobody told me to do anything, but it's important to understand that this is completely smear campaign. It's just that this is for her, in my view, a time that is suitable to just tell concoct a big lie against Sowore, knowing that, this is a period that is politically charged.
Yes.
But it's happening for one reason and one reason only. We were dismissed as inconsequential when we started this. You guys will soon fizzle out. Nobody will ever, don't worry, inconsequential. They even said it on radio. That you guys, but we have become the reason why they're afraid.
Yes.
And I'm not making this statement, as a statement of frivolity or to reassert or validate our importance. It's a statement of truth. I cannot imagine that anybody will concoct such a story and stand by it. Some people said they reached out to her. I never did. And she said, oh, as long as he gives me the tapes, I'm going to leave him alone and things like that. I got some calls from even Jimmy Agbaje's people today saying, oh, we have no hand in this because apparently the pressure is tilted towards, and there's several other claims. But the latest is that I heard that the APC have sent a message to her that they were providing.
That since you're interested in a smear campaign, young lady.
So, but nobody should worry too much about this. I know why you guys are concerned when you hear about sexual abuse, slavery. It's a very, very emotionally charged, emotive issue. We're talking about kids here, but the reason I want to be president of Nigeria is because I want to save all the kids, not some of the kids, wherever they may be. And I will do everything to protect all the kids in Nigeria. And we have 30 million of them that needs to be put back in school. The Universal Basic Education Act in Nigeria makes it an offense not to send your child to school, by the way. I found out, I knew this before, but it's validated. 2% of our budget must go into child education. And states are expected to put in their own part payments of it. So if you're watching this or you're listening to this, I've already responded. I don't want to waste our time, your time and my time, on responding to a mere concussion and distraction, as has happened in this case. If we can spend all of our time trying to dispel and dismiss it, it will make it round. This is the kind of stuff that people concoct, and they give them what they need, and they hope that it works, and some people might even believe it, but what I'm telling you is truthfully my interaction and engagement with this person. I've never met her, like I said before, in person. I'm just hearing stories about her after this thing happened, and this thing happened in 2015. I'm not saying that because it happened in 2015,
it's not relevant,
but I had a screenshot of my conversation with her, and if you read it, it was just someone looking towards us providing some kind of coverage for their philanthropic activities.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people who are philanthropists here and elsewhere. And we covered them as well, but we just haven't...
I want to read this out because this speaks to what you're talking about.
Yeah.
When that story broke and the instant thing was fear and panic amongst our ranks. And
some of our supporters.
Yes, our first... our gut instinct was to ignore it because we felt the more we talk about it, the more we're going to give it fire, until we saw that it was something that wasn't going to go away, which was when you had to release your screenshots of the conversation. But I just wanted to put this out there that somebody donated 30,373 naira and said, our stand for Omoyele Sowore is unshakable, come what may. Let him know, ma. As a renewed commitment, I added 30,000 naira. God be with him and you all for the good cause. Viva Nigeria.
Wow.
So
thank you. Thank you, back. Action. So
that is to say that there are people out there who understand what this journey
is.
It's
that it's political season. As I've mentioned to you guys, I've been through this, too many times already. When I was at the university, a lot of lies were concocted against me. There was a time when I was fighting against courtism in the university. The university created a court group and named me as the Al Capone of it. They call it Authority Confraternity, and they said I'm the leader of the group. And when the university wanted to attack, when the government wanted to arrange an attack on me in 1994, they put out leaflets on campus. Sometimes it's also for us to be worried that this might be something preparing the ground for, a sinister move. Because what they do sometimes when they find you to be very strong in a movement like this, put out things that could make the public lose sympathy for you. Yes. And then they strike.
Yes.
So we have to take that into consideration too. This could not be happening without some kind of, elaborate agenda.
And let's talk about the fact that they have no case against you. If they did, they would have sent the FCC. They would have sent. So they're scraping the bottom of the barrel when they're bringing a case from 2015 to say.
There's not even a case of 2015. So let's be very clear. There's no
story,
case of,
I should say.
So it's just like, you go out there and say to CNN, every report you ever covered that you didn't publish, you're responsible for the problem that
you have the problem,
or BBC or things like that. I'm not saying that we should follow those things, but what people know is that I covered and I continue to cover very dangerous stories. I was the one who did Ekiti Gate. That tape where Fayose and Army and I was it was probably one of the most dangerous stories I did in 2015. Yeah. In addition to covering the election results. So, and if I wasn't afraid, and I didn't sell the tape to Obani Koro or Fayose, this is just ludicrous. But let me explain to you, we're dealing with people who have made up their minds to believe what they want to believe, even when they know it's not true. It is politically expedient. Before, it used to be that the people they call Buharis, liked us because they somehow, were benefiting from our philanthropic work, I'll call it, too, of doing what our conscience tells us is right. But now, the Buharis to the Jonathan or Jonathanian and then the PDP articulated people, all of them are united
in their fear,
against us. So it suits them. It suits their political agenda to like, how can we destroy Sowore at this time, destroy TRB, destroy AAC? But you know what? We're going to defeat them on February 16th, and that's what is most important.
Because what they're actually saying is, how can we defeat Nigerians? And that's not possible. Yeah.